Another unique and very useful feature of your charting program is the favorite folder. The favorite folder, as I may have shown in the beginning, on the very first video, is located in the Share Explorer under the tab called Favorites. This folder is specifically for use by individual users, and you may place any share or indeed unit trust, future, whatever you like, into that folder as your personal little area where you store those shares or indicators that you wish to refer to quite frequently. Your database contains no less than about 2,300 shares or futures or warrants, unit trust, etc. And that therefore you may well say, well, it's very difficult to keep an eye on those shares that I may be interested in out of the 2,300 that you are lucky enough to have in your database. And this is where the favorites folder comes into use. Let me now open it up, and you can see that I've already added a number of shares to the favorite folder. And if you now sort them by sector, you can see that I have got various shares. I have 2 ETFs, more shares. I have a future. I've got more shares. I've got an index. I've got a sundry, and I've got a unit trust. In other words, you can put anything in the favorite folder that you like. I'm now going to add another share to the favorite folder to show you how easy it is to do that. As you'll notice, at the moment I have a share called Grindrod in the screen, and I want to add Grindrod to the favorite folder, and all I need to do is click the right mouse key to open up the quick access menu, which incidentally is a menu that you will be referring to quite frequently in the future. And you look for add to favorites, you click on there, it immediately gives you a message to say that it has now been added to the list, and you click OK. If now you open up the favorite folder, and there you see indeed that Grindrod has been added to the favorite folder, and it is now part of your favorites. Now let's say that once you start to use this program, and now you only want to watch those shares that you have a personal interest in, or that you may like to watch, or shares that you have read about in a financial editorial or magazine, and you want to keep an eye on. All you need to do is bring those shares to the screen like I did just now, and then let me show you again. Right click and click on add to favorites. Then when you start the program, you need to go to File and Open Share, click on Favorites, and now you have a button at the bottom that says Open All. Watch what happens when I click on this button here. It opens every share in your favorite folder one behind the other, and you see how quickly that actually goes. There you are, we've now loaded about 15 shares on your screen, so you can now look at each one individually and start studying, so that you do not get sidetracked by any other shares other than those that you would like to see. If once you've studied each share, you can close it, and you can go to the next one. This one is Famous Brands. I close it, and you can go to the next one, and the next one, and so forth. If you want to clear all of the shares at the same time, that is also quite simple. you click on this little X button on the top here where it says close all, and watch what happens. Each of those shares will be closed. Now if you don't want to load all the shares at the same time, there is another way of looking at each of those shares. All you need to do is you go to File, Open Share, click on Favorites, and bring the first share in your favorite portfolio or folder to the screen, like I'm bringing up EPSA right now, and there we got EPSA. Now all you need to do, once you have this in front of you, you click on this little icon here, Previous Chart or User List, and what this does is it brings the next share in your favorite folder to the screen. So not on this basis, you can actually look at each share individually rather than load them all at the same time. Let's say you've seen something just now in the share that we were looking at, which was SPAR if I remember correctly, and you want to go back to it. All you need to do is you click on this little icon and you go back, and there indeed there is SPAR, and you can now spend a little bit more time looking at it. This way of looking at shares is very, very useful. Now there is another way of doing that, and that is to look at shares in a specific segment of the market. Again, let me show you how that works. You go back to Open Share, and let's say you only want to look at shares in the small cap segment of the market. You click on open the small cap section of the Share Explorer, and you click on now I'm just sorting it alphabetically, you don't really need to do that, but I click on the very first share that it's in the small cap section. I say open, and there is the very first share in that particular section. Now, if you now wish to look from share to share in the small cap section, all you need to do is to bring the very first share in that sector up, or in that segment of the market rather, and press the page up key. Watch when I press the page up key what happens. It now brings up the next share. And as long as I keep pressing the page up key, it keeps bringing the next share one after each other onto your screen, so you can check on every share in that particular segment of the market. This again is very, very useful, especially if you're an investor that only wants to invest, let's say, in fledgling shares or in Alt-X shares, or indeed you want to invest only in the top end of the market, such as the top 40 or the mid-cap shares. Please remember how to use these things. You bring the first share. Let me show you again. Let's say we want to watch now all the shares, let's say in the top 40. We go to the top 40, we bring up the very first share, and then we press the page up key, and that brings you the next share in the top 40 folder of the market. Both the favorites as well as the up and down key, or the page up and page down key rather, are an exceptionally useful feature of this program, and we suggest that you use it often. In the next section we will show you another way of looking for specific shares and being warned when a share reaches a target that you have preset before, which is called our watch list.